this is going to be pushed over to a higher authority that is going to manage the rest of this case so they can figure out what's really going on. And if the FBI is, going to get involved, I think there's going to be some people to be held accountable. But it needs to be the people who were involved that could have mitigated this whole situation, I think, in my personal opinion. But obviously, this man Takeoff's life was, taken from him. The people who did it need to be held accountable for it. I think that's what I'm trying to say. Shout out to Ringo TV Reactions. I definitely caught this right before this stream started up, and I was watching it. I was like, I think we might have something here, because there's a couple other videos that we watched that were pertaining to stuff like this. But I think there was a video by Whack 100 and some other guy, and they were pretty much saying what I just said. Like, I think the higher authorities is going to get involved. Without further ado, enjoy the video. Hit the like, share, subscribe, and the follow button. I would deeply appreciate it. Come support this guy's video and whoever's channel that we tap in with, and we present their content and their point of view or whatever they're bringing. Make sure you guys go tap in with them. I guess there's a fair use act here. So, yeah, here we go. I'll leave all my links in the description below so you come tap in with your boy. We're not going to watch the whole 53 minutes. I kind of just want to just skim through it and see what we get. But the first 10 minutes, I'm sure, is going to be very important.
Welcome to another edition of Ringo TV Reactions. We're going to react to this particular video here of a criminal lawyer explains how Migos Takeoff tragedy happened. We're going to listen to what he got to say, kind of break this down, and then share our thoughts. So let's get into this. Let's go.
Now, here's the deal. Today, we're reacting to the sad news that Kershnet Kari Bell, otherwise known as Takeoff, has passed away. Now, let's talk a little bit about who he was. He was an A-list rapper born in Lawrenceville, Georgia, which is just outside of Atlanta. So Takeoff is part of the Migos, and everybody knows who he is, right? Two-time Grammy Award winner, double platinum, sold more albums than just about anybody. He was really on the A-list. So Houston officials vowed to deliver justice in the killing of the rapper Takeoff, with the chief of police calling 28-year-old Atlantan, he's basically out of Atlanta, a peaceful man, and urging any witness to come forward. So we're going to react. There's a little bit of this. There's some cell phone footage that happened around the time. And my understanding is that he was caught by an errant bullet, not necessarily meant for him. And this is one of the things. Bullets do not discriminate. They don't know where they're going. They don't
Bullet with no name on it.
know how they're going to get there, but they just go straight, and they don't give a shit who's in front of them.
Now, when you understand bullets, they don't have no name on them. Bullets are just sent out to do a job. You know, when you pull the trigger and you do what you got to do,
anybody can get
that
one.
gun is going to pretty much extract that bullet. And you might have wanted it to hit somebody else, but once you send it out, you can't redirect it. You know, it ain't like the video games where you can shoot a bullet and you can redirect the bullet. They probably already have that technology already, for all I know. But in these streets, when you pull the trigger, that bullet is going straight. And whoever stepped in that path, that bullet is going to execute judgment. That's just the way it is. And a lot of times, people be out here shooting these guns. Kids end up getting hit. Grandmothers end up getting hit. and it become problematic. You know? This is why when you look at that article or that post that Prince wrote about somebody, I guess, holding the gun and shooting it blindly, that's what happens.
So you see there's Takeoff and Quavo, part of the Migos. So we got some little fight going on. Don't exactly know what it's about. And all of a sudden, that's a lot of shots.
That is a lot of shots. But one thing a lot of people didn't really pay attention to is the fact that there was a shot before the shots. There was a shot before the shots, and I don't care what nobody say, it came from an assault rifle. If you listen carefully.
Yeah, I was thinking that a few days ago when I seen or heard this footage. It sounds like, it definitely sounds like an assault rifle, whatever that is. It goes pop, 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 like someone's holding down the trigger, and it's not a fully automatic. It's like I don't even know how to explain it. The firing rate for it is super slow, but it goes pop, 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 pop. It's very interesting. So what that kind of tells me, it kind of rules out there's more than just these pistols here, which is crazy that people are carrying Dracos at a dice game. Like, that's, and you're not security? Man, that's crazy. I don't know how to feel about that.
Carefully. That was a no handgun. The first shot didn't come from a handgun. It came from,
I mean, to be honest, I don't really know what this guy's who's speaking his expertise in firearms. I don't even know if he knows what he's even talking about. I'd have to listen to it over and over and over and over again to be able to listen to it. But my thing is, when I heard those shots, or when I heard that video playback a few times, I thought it definitely sounded like an assault rifle. And I wouldn't say the shot before the shots. I think the shots after the shots sounded like a assault rifle to me. But this footage is just whack. And like, there needs to be a bird's eye view or a better view than these people's cameras where there's a bunch of people stacked up so you can't see, you know, who is exactly where. Well, they're saying Quavo's here and Takeoff's there. Yeah, but I don't really see Takeoff all like that. But, you know, whatever. Back to it.
From an assault rifle. You listen to that very carefully. Let's see if we could play that tape back. Let's see if we could do this again.
So we got some little fight going on. Don't exactly know what it's about.
Do this again.
It's not like I'm out here trying to solve the crime or anything like that. I just want it to all make sense to me. Like, because we're a little slow over here. I need somebody to Barney style break it down to me. And like, there's been hundreds of accounts of people breaking their own footage down. But it's like, how do I know that you're smart enough to really understand what's going on? Because I'm looking at it and I'm just like, I just see a bunch of people. For real, for real. I hear Quavo. I see a bunch of people. I see somewhat of Takeoff. I think this is Takeoff back here. It's just like, how do I know that you're breaking it down exactly? But continue.
A little fight going on. Don't exactly know what it's about.
And this motherfucker with this Chucky doll, dude. Like, I just want to slap. I don't want to do, you know, I don't want to, you know, promote any violence. Get this Chucky doll out of my face so I can see what's going on, bro. That's crazy. And when you're in situations like this, you're not trying to like be all obvious that you're trying to get the craziest view. I get that. You look freaking suspect if somebody's just out there, but it's like, it's just weird though how they were already recording this. Like, I see a Chucky doll. That's all. I see and I hear. Is this Takeoff? This looks like Takeoff. And then when you watch the video, it looks like somebody's body. It looked like somebody tried to swing, or I think that might have been Takeoff, and he just went lifeless. Like, dude, it was crazy. It's crazy. And this dude, it's cool that you put these guys here, but like, if you're trying to show this video, you're trying to see what's going on now. Yeah. So who is this? Oh, like it looked like somebody got swept. It looked like somebody got swept. Is this the dude in the white hat? This dude's right here. It looked like somebody's... It looks like somebody's about to give like a left... Or maybe it could be a right. Nah, that looks like a left, bro. Who is that? Yeah, who is this? And then it just goes to white. It's somebody... Is that Takeoff over here? That looked like Takeoff. He had the white shirt. Yeah, he had the white shirt. Who is this? And then you see the guy in the yellow. He like, I just don't understand what's going. So these people are dipping out, right? And the guy in the yellow shirt decides to dip into this room while Takeoff, Takeoff's on the ground somewhere over here, and Quavo is down the hall. That's what it looked like to me. It looked like whatever happened, Takeoff is over here, dead, shot and dead. Meanwhile, Quavo's over here. This is to my understanding. And the guy that they keep saying in this yellow hoodie that's on the opposing side ran into this door. And then you see I seen a camera footage of whoever was at this door that the guy in the yellow hoodie ran in. They're holding the camera as the guy in the yellow hoodie comes out of the doorway with his hand in his pocket, like in his hoodie pocket, looking suspect. Like, obviously he got something up in there. And then he just runs off? Like, dude, this is crazy.
Are you hearing the difference?
Yeah, he goes, duh, 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 duh. That's definitely an assault rifle.
Are you hearing?
Duh, 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 duh. That's crazy.
The first shot
That's crazy.
was not close. The first shot was from a distance. You understand? From a distance. If the first shot was close, then Migo Bands would have known exactly who did it, and that person would have been toast because he would have had the drop on him. You understand? If somebody was, let's just say, because, you know, a lot of speculation is going around that the Chucky doll carrier had some sort of gun in the doll and that muffled the sound. That's BS. You guys been watching too many movies. Seriously. Because now if that's the case, then that means there was a hit on Takeoff to begin with.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Why would anybody want to do that to him?
I don't know, man.
That would implicate the entire Prince family automatically because those would be his people. Why would you have a gun inside of a Chucky doll?
That's crazy.
Once you start putting these pieces together, you start realizing that a lot of this stuff here is just not adding up. You understand? So you mean to tell me somebody just standing there with a Chucky doll?
That's crazy.
Nobody didn't notice the hands?
Dude.
Let's stop thinking movies and, putting a potato on the gun to be a silencer to muffle the sound. Let's just, let's get out of Hollywood for a while and let's examine, what's real. The first shot came from an assault rifle. It was from far away. It was from a distance. That's why everybody scattered like roaches. And nobody didn't know who was who. And then after that pause, all of a sudden now, everybody starts shooting. Why? Because they didn't know where it came from. You know, a lot of people on social media are saying a guy in a yellow hoodie pretty much came out and, you know, shot Takeoff in the back of the head and ran out. First of all, how could he run out? They're on the 3rd floor. He don't got nowhere to go. You can't run out. What do you mean run out? He ran back into the room. So why would
That's what I said. He ran it, dude. He ran into that room. You could see it in that video. This door right here. He ran into that. Where does that door go to? That's my thing. Because he ran back out. I thought that was like some kind of like. I thought that was some kind of like store or something. But if they're here at 2:30 in the morning, why would this store be open? Why would the store be open, and why would this door be open if it's only 2:30? So that tells me, is this like a hallway to go to a bathroom? Is that a hallway to go to a staircase? I mean, you would think the staircase would be out in the open where you don't have to go through a door. I don't know, man. See, like, none of this stuff makes any sense. Just like that guy said, like, if you put it all together, none of this makes sense at all. Like, absolutely none. If that guy in the yellow hoodie, long story short, ran in this door and he ran out, where did he go? Why has no one found this dude? It looked like he had a mask on his face, too. That was the crazy part. Is it cold down there in Houston for folks to be skied up? Like, dude, that's crazy. See, but that's the culture, though, that we living in now, where people. I just seen a 21 Savage interview or a short on YouTube where he had the mask on and he's talking about the whole Takeoff thing, and he's indoors. He's inside. Looks like it's nice and warm in there. Just, dude, he got like 3/4 of his face just covered, skied up. So it's like, that's like the culture for just people to just be, you know, rolling up with just the whole getup. Man, that's crazy, yo.
Would you shoot a man and kill him and then run back into the room where y'all all came out of? That wasn't the exit. I think a lot of you folks are not paying attention. They're not on the 1st floor. They're on the 3rd floor. Do you understand? The exit is not the room that's on the side. That's not the exit room.
See, my thing was, when this all started, when it first happened, like on Halloween night or whenever that was, I think it was in the morning. It was the 1st. My thing was, like, when I heard this, it looked like it was all on that bottom floor. If you see the picture or whatever the video was of the cop cars outside, like on the street, and you could see the staircase going up, I thought it was on that 1st floor, right next to that staircase that they were doing, or behind it, down the way, like on the other side of the staircase. That was my thoughts. But everyone's saying that it's on the 2nd and it's on the 3rd floor. Man, that just don't seem right, bro. That just don't seem right. And this is being held after the party. So the exclusive private event that they had at the bowling alley, supposedly, what happened? All of this happened after that. So I guess they went to this bowling alley. It's right across the street or in the vicinity of this staircase that they were at, rolling dice. So they all decided to move the party to this spot on the 3rd floor to conduct whatever that they were doing there. Man, and like, my thing is, if you go to one of these places, you got to think of like, what's the escape and evade plan? Like, dude, you're around all these hood dudes and people, hood girls and guys, and just these people you probably wouldn't be normally hanging out with. And you ain't got an escape plan, bro? Like, you don't have like a team set up. You're relying on these folks who are part of this whatever affiliate, this gang affiliation stuff, to guard you. And you're worth all this money, man. Like, that's just wild to me, dude. Like, I thought I moved different, man. Some people just move differently. And obviously, when you trust folks, I mean, obviously, you trust them and you put a lot of your trust into them, you know, doing what you trust them to do. I mean, but I've been hearing now, folks have been talking about that you could tell that Quavo could see through, he's seen the guy wearing the yellow hoodie. You could tell that there was some kind of miscommunication, or he could tell that homeboy was just on something else.
Room.
I think I've talked enough on that.
That's the bowling room. That's where they came out of.
We gotta get some water.
That's where everybody went back into the room. That's where Junior pretty much went back into the room. They didn't leave out. That wasn't the exit. That was the third floor. So if Yellow Hoodie shot Takeoff, it would be dumb to run into a room where you are boxed in, and now Miko Bands could come in there and deal with you. You understand? Because think about this. And this goes to show that this whole situation here is clearly a setup. Something went down. Because look,
100%.
Takeoff takes a bullet in the head. He's out. He's done.
Where's Quavo?
Quavo is on the floor trying to deal with his nephew. All of that looks good on video.
Dude, I'm telling you, the way I seen it, it looked like Quavo ran. When Takeoff got shot, he ran away, and it looked like he turned around and was like, "Oh no, Takeoff!" And then that's when everybody is getting the whole, well, he's on the ground at, looking at Takeoff, his nephew, trying to figure out what's up. And then Hassan Campbell brings up the whole thing where the one chick, whoever it was, walked over to Takeoff on top of him and was like, "I don't know what to do. We gotta, do something." And then you hear the whole J. Prince Jr. allegedly, this is what Hassan Campbell said, that this dude J. Prince Jr. walked over his body and like it was nothing, and looked at him and told that girl to get away from Takeoff or something. Man, it's so messed up. And then you're hearing accounts from J. Prince Jr., or you hear the J. Prince and his little remark that he made, or whatever, the couple paragraphs long remark or statement that he made. And then you hear J. Prince Jr., he's talking to somebody online in some kind of interview about it. Dude, it all seems it seems unfortunate, like very unfortunate, like what happened here. And there's talks about the funeral that they're having for him, and if J. Prince Jr. and J. Prince are going to be there, or if they should be there, and is there going to be some retaliation? I don't want to conduct any form of violence on this channel at all, man. But dude, that's just wild to think that these folks are about this life. Like Quavo and them, they have ties. They're connected with people that I'm sure do real things in the streets. Like, they feel some kind of way about all this. You know what I mean? There's no justice being served. What does that lead up to?
To make it look like, well, we didn't have nothing to do with this. I'm just here dealing with my nephew. But when Prince Jr. walk by and don't give a damn and go back in the room, if his people had something to do with that, you would expect Quavo to be flipping out. Like, yo, what the F going on, yo?
Yeah.
You said we good. We checked into Houston. Yo, how do you want to let this happen? It's like you don't see no altercation between Prince and Quavo, it just wasn't natural. Somebody pretty much offed your nephew, and you on the floor dealing with your nephew. First of all, he's gone already, so we know he gone. But if I'm the uncle and I know my nephew have a bullet in his head and he's bleeding out, anybody near me, it's gonna be on and popping right away. We're no longer celebrities anymore. So by the pure fact, you don't see Quavo interacting with.
He want to keep that bag, bro. See, there's so many things that that's a big, that brings a lot of questions. Like right then and there. If you want to just, I'll keep this short and sweet. Exactly how he said it. If something like that happened to a family member of mine, and these people have all this money and they're from the streets and they have these affiliations and I'm not saying that they're gangsters, but like they're not going to take anybody's crap, especially when something like that happens. Dude, man, I'd be ready to go. I don't condone any violence. I'm telling you now, but something like this, you can only be so controlled. You can only have so much calm, resolve. Obviously, being the bigger person, you would need to take these fools, find out who did it, and put them on trial. Take them to jail, put them on trial, hear what they have to say, and then but it's like, dude, if these are the code of the street, here's one thing that I'm starting to hear more and more now. But the homie Hassan Campbell brought it up. The code of like how people in the streets, this rule book or rules that folks from the streets follow, it's so, what's the word? It's so flawed. And it only works in a few people's benefit. But the thing is, dude, the code of these streets is just whack, man. It's whack. The fact that folks, these gangsters and these people who are affiliated in these criminal activities and organizations and stuff like that, they have these codes that are just garbage. And like, these folks who do live by it, it's just, I don't know, man. It just doesn't make any sense, dude, to me. And obviously I'm not, I'm a civilian or whatever Whack 100 and these people say I'm a civilian, man. I don't hold any rep that's affiliated with any, it's just crazy. This stuff's not worth it, man. I think that's what I'm saying. These codes and stuff these people are living by and, affiliating themselves with these people, it's just not worth it, man. It's not. Because, like, in the end, it's like, killed or be killed. Kill or be killed. That's what it seems like. Nobody's going by rules and anything. I don't know, man. I don't know.
Any of the Prince brothers, it's highly suspect. So who in the world started shooting? It had to come from the Prince entourage. So Quavo would have been flipping. He would have been flipping out, but he stayed back. I thought he was leaving. Why is he so comfortable after a shooting, knowing that the Prince brothers are still around and the threat is still there? Who's the shooter? I keep telling you folks, man, y'all gotta pay attention. I got ears, and I understand different types of guns. That was an assault rifle, fam, from far away. Could have been near the area, but it wasn't right next to everybody. It wasn't. That first shot scared everybody, and everybody buckled and jumped. And that's where we get this idea of, oh, it looked like somebody took a swing on somebody. I don't believe that. That's BS. That didn't happen.
I mean, dude, it definitely looked like that happened, but I don't know because you can't see the upper portion of the person doing that motion. That's so weird. That's so weird, man.
You understand? A shot happened, and that person that appeared to look like they took a swing, that was just a reaction of when somebody hear that gunshot, and they wondering where it came from. Somebody else was there. Do you understand? Somebody else was there.
See, my thing is, man, if somebody was there, see, this is what lead, because I think we're going to move on from this, because there's just so much to go over. We're going to have to do like a part 2 and part 3. I just wanted to get something out there just on the matter. But, dude, this is just so crazy to me. Based off of what this dude is saying about there being an assault rifle, it brings up to what I was saying earlier. Who is there with a Draco, with an assault rifle at a dice game? I mean, is that how these folks do it behind, like, you would think that's behind, like, closed doors, or like that's not on camera, where you just go to these places and folks is just carrying Dracos, and you got these celebrities just doing their own thing. Like, who's got an assault rifle at a dice game that's like out in the public? That's my thing. Okay, now 2, if there was people with assault rifles there and people knew about it, see, it's so weird, man. It's just so weird to me, dude. First of all, if there's people out there with assault rifles and you know it, and they're not regular security, bruh, I'm not showing up to that. What? But then that goes into the whole mob ties. That, you know, these people are with so-and-so or this person. So you just assume, okay, well, if they're with so-and-so, that's what they do, right? They roll around with Dracos to dice games or to bowling alleys or whatever. Like, that's crazy. Second of all, if you roll up to a spot like that and there's people carrying Dracos and you don't know about it, man. So that leads into the question, like, that was kind of planned. They're going to pull up to this. Here's my thing. If there's guns there that people don't know, obviously people are packing. It's freaking Houston. It's freaking Texas. If you're rolling with Dracos or assault rifles, fully automatic weapons, however you want to call it, high caliber machine gun weapons, at an event like this, my first thought is, those people were there. You know, everybody shows up. Hey, everybody's having a good time, blah, blah, blah. And then all of a sudden, you know that there's all these big baller people like the Migos and this, and that. You can use those guys when people have their guards down, which I feel like you probably shouldn't at something like this, obviously. People got their guards down a little bit. These fools, they mask up, zip the freaking hoodie down or jacket. They pull out the Draco, or they get next to the exits and they pull and then they pull these things out. And now it's like, first of all, whoever's here, you're not leaving. Second of all, this is a stick up. Everybody at this dice game, because they got money, hey man, let me run them pockets. However they say it, like now, however these freaking kids be saying it like nowadays. Let me run these pockets. Let me run them pockets. Run it. What you got on you? You got this watch, you got the chain, you got some money, you got this, like you got a girl here, she got jewelry on, you got hair. Let me get that. You got the little Birkin bags, these Folks be buying girls, these Birkin bags be thousands of dollars. You show up to something like this and you do something like that, you can rob somebody, like everybody there. And they're saying there's like 50 or plus people or something there, or 30, however many people. There's a lot of people. And if you're rolling with the Migos, there's an entourage. So there's people with money, and they got these high caliber baller Houston folks, you know, all tied to allegedly the Mob Ties folks and Jay Prince and them. And you have these people there. These folks can just rob you guys. Like, that's just, is what I'm saying. It's not a good place to be, dude. At 2:30 in the morning, man, I know these folks would probably be doing this on the regular. But, like, dog, at some point when you're making that much money, I can't pull up with these folks. Hey, man, I come from the streets and so on and so forth, too. But I don't want to go back and be shooting dice with these fools. They ain't got no money. And if they have money, they're not doing it legally. Why do I want to be making money with people who are making money illegally? I want that legal money. I want legal business partnerships and people to be making money with. Man, what else do I want to say on this before we cut this to the New World joint? Man, what else do I have to say about this? Yeah, so I think really is what I'm trying to say is, if that was an assault rifle, fire shot or whatever, that was somewhere in the distance, who is that? Who was this guy that he's supposedly this alleged shooter that he's bringing up? Who was this guy? Who was he tied to? You know what I mean? What was the rounds that Takeoff was hit with? They were pistol rounds, right? They haven't even like talked about the logistics or the ballistics of what was used in this incident. It sounds like more than 10, about 10 or something shots were fired. From what gun? Who did it? Where's the other footage at? Why did this happen to Takeoff, though, man? See, somebody put sacrifice. Boy, you can't see it here. Somebody put sacrifice here, man. That's just crazy. It's just like, there's so many questions, man. You know, there's so many questions. I didn't know Takeoff, man. I like this music. I like the vibe that he brought to the scene, to the music industry, to his group, the Migos. There's nothing but good things that are said about him from other people. It's just very upsetting to see this happen to somebody that is so talented and so cool. And then it happens, and it's just, this is going to be like a Tupac thing. This is like a Tupac thing. It's like, who really shot Takeoff, man? And who shot these two other people that were injured, but they didn't die, to my knowledge. You know, it's about to be another Biggie and Tupac thing. P&B Rock, man. He died a couple months ago. Mo3, freaking Nipsey Hussle. Dude, it's so crazy, dude. But my thing is, it's like, there's so many questions behind this. They need to figure it out. They need to figure it out for Takeoff's sake, for Takeoff's family's sake. They need to, you know, and for his fans and the people who love him. Like, we got to figure out what's going on, man. What's going on? It seems funny, in my personal opinion. Just whatever, man. I wasn't there, so I have no right to really speak on this. But like, since I'm watching these videos, I'm presenting it, you know, to you guys, and you guys come up with your own thing, and I want to state how I feel about some of these things. I mean, look, man, I feel obligated to say this. This is all weird, man. This is all weird, and we need to get some answers. Shout out to Takeoff. Shout out to his whole family. We need to get some answers for him, man. And it's not right. This black on black crime is not right. I could speak on that stuff because that's not right. Because that's not right, and we're still doing it. We're still not making any moves to like come together and work on, you know, for a better society, a better community, because we look weak. We look some kind of way, man. You know, it doesn't matter what other people think, but you know, but it's like, it's us. I care about our future and where we go as a culture, as a race, as, you know, as folks who come from Africa or some descendant of Africa, or just a human being, man. I care about where we're going. You know what I mean? And we're getting a lot of bad rep. And stuff like this, when you see stuff like this doesn't help, man. This doesn't help at all. It doesn't help the community, the world, so on and so forth. I want to bring this stuff up to bring light to it, to help bring light to it, and help bring another voice into the fray. I mean, and obviously, I'd love to sit down with somebody and figure out some answers on what we can do. Right now, I mean, look, I think the only thing that I'm gonna end it like this. I think the only thing that we could do right now is we need to bring light to these situations. We all need to bring light to these situations, and we need to come together to fix it. To like stop making ourselves the enemy, because that's what it seemed like. We're our own enemy. You know what I mean? When there's people out there, there's folks out there from all different sides that like want to see us lose. So we're gonna help those people by destroying our own people and bringing our own people down and demoralizing our own women and disrespecting our own children and our own, like, dude, no, man. We got to come together. We got to bring light to this. And like, that's the first step. Help me out. Help me figure out some other steps that we